And I'm back. And what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to try and perform a repair on this muffler. And this is a muffler out of a Volvo, out of a 2001 Volvo V70. And these things are expensive to buy. You know, even the knockoffs, the aftermarket ones are, you know, several $100s. And, you know, if you went to Volvo to get this, you know, you'd be into almost $1,000 to get this muffler. And, you know, who wants to go to the dealer and get one? And I don't even want to pay $300 for an aftermarket one. I want to see if I can fix this. So I've got this little inverter welder. I've had it for quite some time. It's one of these, you know, Lunchbox-style welders. And I've got some 6013 rods. And I'm going to try and stick weld a repair on this. Now, the muffler itself wasn't leaking. What it was the pipe was leaking next to it. So there was a spud sticking out here, and I've just got these fix pipes, you know, these ones you can buy. The spud broke off here, and the little tailpipe, see, this muffler goes right at the back, so this is what, you know, where the exhaust comes down, and that just fell off. Actually, it fell off when I was taking the muffler out. This fell off here like that. So I'm gonna see if I can clean this up and reattach it. And I have to grind this all up first, and I'm gonna work on something here and weld this. Okay, now there's a part of this muffler job that you're not going to like, because you're going to say, why didn't you just throw the whole thing out? But if you look over here, see, this looks like it's rusted right through, but it's not actually. The muffler down here is in one piece. This is like a skin they put over it, and they put insulation. This is like fiberglass insulation put between it. Must be like a sound dampening thing. But this is sort of rusted through, but the muffler underneath is nice and solid. So, you know, the muffler never leaked here. So I'm going to tidy this up too. I'm going to, you know, cut this off with the grinder a little bit, get all this out of here, tidy it up. And like I say, there was no leaks in the muffler here at all. It might be a little thin in places, and I could maybe see if I can weld onto it. We'll see what happens. But this is an attempt to save several $100s, and I'm going to try and make a cheap fix on it, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if this was all the way through, if this was the you know, the main skin of the muffler, I wouldn't even try. But knowing that that's just a little cover, see how this is, I'll show you here. See how that's a little skin over some insulation. See, like that? See, like that? That's all that is. And the muffler underneath is good. Okay, with the grinder, I'm going to put on a face mask, respirator, earmuffs, some gloves, some tin snips handy for some of this. Okay, so I got the worst of it off, and you see I left the cover piece here. This isn't stainless. Looks like the muffler is stainless, and that little bit of insulation that's left under here. So I didn't want to take that off. I didn't have to. I left it all intact here. It's just where it was rusted through, that outer cover. I took that off, and I made a pretty neat job of it, you know. And anyway, cleaned up. And I cleaned up around the edges of this. Now, I don't know, it looks like the muffler is stainless steel, and it looks like this could be a pipe that was stuck in there. I'm going to leave that in there, and when I weld, hopefully I'll be able to weld to this, because I don't think welding is going to stick very well to the stainless steel without a proper rod. And all I have is 6013, and same on the other side here. I've cleaned up around here. This is the inlet, and that's the outlet there, so there'll be a short, you know, stub pipe there, a tailpipe, I guess you could call it, right there. And this is the pipe coming from the it's a long pipe coming from the catalytic converter and the resonator. Okay, so I just got a few random pieces of pipe I had kicking around. The new pipe that comes back from the resonator is in place, and it's this outside diameter, and it'll fit right inside of this right here. My plan is is to take this piece and I'm going to weld it on the muffler here, if it'll stick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off about where my thumb is, right there, and that'll allow the piece from the resonator to go right up inside it, and I can put a clamp on it. Okay, this way I can kind of use this longer pipe and hold it. And once I get it tacked in place, I'll be all right. And once it's all welded around, I can cut it off the length I want. And I might use the rest of this pipe to weld on here as a little stub tailpipe, and then I can cut it off on an angle. Like how that one's cut off on an angle, I can just do that. Okay, as you can see, it's not perfect by any means, and I got a little hole right here. So I just ground down a lot of those grapes off of there. And I'm going to go in again and try and fill up some of this stuff, and then grind it smooth. And then grind it all off and start over, or something like that. I'll get it. I'm going to fill up some of this stuff in here. And yeah, like I say, it's working, but it's nothing you want to put up there on YouTube or anything. Alright, so I finished welding that spud on the back there, and I'm going to spare you looking at the welds. That's pretty grim. It'll work though. Now I've moved over here. I sawed off 2.5 inches, left it on there, and this is the same piece of pipe. And I've started going on here, and you see how easily it burns through. I'm using 94 amps and 6013 rods and at 110 volts, and it's still burning through there. You can't stay long in any area. You just got to go really touch. And anyway, I'll spare you all the gruesome details, but here's the basic thing, what's happening here, and try and show you an end product. Maybe if I don't just throw the whole thing in the garbage. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of my handiwork here. Trying to patch this hole. It's not good. Just going around the edge of it. Just gotta lay a little in at a time. Just a little drop. And then a little more. And then a little more. Just keep filling around. I'm only running, what, 71 amps I think here now. It's easy to burn a hole in it. Hey, there's too much there. I'm going to come back here where it's heavier. Keep laying it on where it's already a bit heavy. Work my way down to it. Dab. Trying to build it up a little at a time. Might get it. Get that hole blocked. 5 minutes to fix a 10-second mistake. You know? Not much to it. Almost got it filled. Almost. I think that did it. A little extra. This a little more. Alright, it's not perfect, but it'll probably work. Turn it over here. These big welds here are perforations. That's where I went right through the shell of the muffler and I had to build it up slowly to fix it. But yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good actually. That resonator pipe that comes down, it will fit inside of this, and I'll put a clamp on it. And that's pretty bad too. I perforated it here a bit too, and I had to really build it up. And yeah, it's not the best welds for sure. But I cut this on an angle. I cut that on an angle with the hacksaw. Look at that. How professional. Anyway, yeah, I think that'll be great. And like I say, these things, the cheapest non-stainless ones you can get are about $300, and it goes up from there. And you get a stainless one, it's $500, $600, $700, $800. These stupid things. It's hard to believe, but anyway, I think that saved the day. I just did one more step. I put some rust converter on this top cover, and I went around these edges, and I put a little rust converter on these welds, and it may or may not make much of a difference, but I thought about it and I thought I would do it. Doesn't take much converter, and that should keep the rusties away for a little while. Okay, let's put that muffler up in here and see what happens. Okay, it sits on here. It's not quite down far enough yet. And I gotta twist it a bit to get the hanger in place, but I think it's gonna be okay. And there it is, installed. You can see my little spud I'd welded on there. That fit right in there. Clamp on there. The only thing I had to do was the rubber hanger over here was just a little short. It was about probably 3/4 of an inch too short, and I didn't have anything else, so I just took some of this all-around strapping. See that? And wrapped it tight around here, and then I put a bolt through it, and I double nutted it so it wouldn't come off. And yeah, that works fine. See how that comes out there like that? And this is sitting back here in the hangers. And let's give it a little wiggle there. See that? Huh? See? Sitting fine, not touching on anything. Good. Alrighty, that's installed. Let's hope that works. And that's how that's done. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you again here soon on Everyday Projects. Bye for now.
You